So we left off last time in a cave about an hour, I believe, north of Otari. Um, it is known to some of the folks who've grown up around town as Smuggler's Refuge. Mostly because it's a cave. It's a natural cave at a kind of convenient location. It's a little ways off the road, just enough to not be drawing too much attention, but not too far off to not be useful in any sort of moving merchandise around business. Um, and it has kind of, it used to be that the town youth would come out here to have some time unsupervised, but it's kind of fallen a little bit into um, obscurity over the last couple of decades, I would say. So only the folks who've really grown up in town remember this place. And Carman Rajani has chosen it, at least as a temporary hideout, where he still drunk from, um, well, plenty of alcohol that he's apparently hauled out here as well. Um, and he was trying to sort his thoughts and figure out his next steps after having stolen a prized relic in town, the longsword of his great 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 grandmother herself, um, the cooperative blade. And as it just so happens, you were looking for that sword because you had just learned that it is one of the icons of the Rose Guard that is needed to continue your explorations of the Abomination Vaults and hopefully stop whatever evil is brewing down there from coming to fruition. So you went out to the cave and confronted Carmen. Unfortunately, it turned into a brawl pretty quickly, and he made it difficult by fighting you tooth and nail for the sword until you basically beat him into submission. He's at this point he's like picking himself off the floor. He's covered in grime and dust and blood, and he crawls back a little bit and leans against one of the moldy, collapsed crates from a long time ago when this place was actually used as a smuggler's hideout. And he's just completely um, uh, sulking, and he keeps saying and mumbling, "It's mine! I tell you, sword is mine! How can I steal something that already belongs to me, huh? Explain that to me." He just kind of keeps grumbling about that.
Ottardo is going to reach into his bag for rope.
What? What are you doing? What? There's no need. You don't need to tie me. That's okay. That's okay. And why? How about you just? I mean, you got what you came for, right? It's. How about we just kind of call it? We'll just call it quits. Okay. We're done here, right? I mean, I'm sorry if I hurt either of you, but uh, we really. I mean,
I think the townspeople need you to answer to them.
oh come on. What's there really to answer for? Huh? This is just. What did the mayor put you up to this? Huh? Was it him? Just I bet he just wants me out of the picture because cause he knows that I'm actually I could be the mayor one day, and he just wants to, he's kind of like a tyrant, and just
Like, listen,
Yeah, we should
Ottardo, come
go
on.
start.
Listen, I mean, just, I mean, calm down. Like, if you see, you actually will get much more publicity if you would be an oppressed minority in a jail. If you, unless you, or because if you run away, you they will actually will be able to make up lies about you, and you will not be able to refute them.
you can give me a diplomacy check for that.
Yeah, it's a very unique way to launch a campaign. Imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
I mean, I am a bard.
that he's drunk. So he'll listen to your explanations. He's like, at first he's like, well, who in their right mind would vote for someone who's currently facing criminal charges? And then he continues to listen to your explanations and says like, I guess that's true. I mean, I'm really the victim here, right?
Exactly.
It's like it's just that they all, they're all against me. It's these I'll drain the fog fen. That's catchy. I'll say that. I'll get them all out of there. Like the
Precisely.
mayor
And
and that Banderdash kid, all of them. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I
Uh
mean, don't worry. I'll give you some pointers later, and it's fine.
okay. But I kind of don't want to go to jail though. I mean, I could I could do the same from exile. What if we told him that I mean I was already thinking I'd make it out to Nadal. I'm kind of royalty there, so I'll probably I mean an exile is cool too. That's and then I won't have to sit in jail.
Now, listen, I mean, I mean, Nidal is very far away. I mean, do you even have the cash to travel to Nidal? I mean, you not only would have to actually take a boat from Corsus Island, but I mean, you need to first go through. Yeah, I forgot this one. The,
How to get there? I mean,
huh?
your point is it's a far journey. Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
I forgot what's the one to the left of Cheliax.
Yeah, that's all right.
Andoran, yeah. Yes, so
Yeah,
you
but you're
first,
taking the
yeah, you
point
first
to
have to get to Andoran, and then on foot through Cheliax, and then you have to actually get on the border from Needle to Cheliax, and like that would be quite a headache. I mean, I got through only because I was with the Desnas caravan, and we had divine protection. But I mean, alone, I mean, for you, it's yeah. I mean, this is not advisable. Not advisable.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Okay, and then he crawls over to his pack if you let him, and he'll like fumble with him, just like. But I mean, you can see that he's getting more and more desperate. And he says, "How about? I mean, I can just pay you. I got money." And he jingled a pretty substantial sized purse.
Ottardo is like making loops with the rope, like preparing sort of manacles or whatever, and he's going to tell him, It's not a negotiation, Carmen."
Then he just kind of breaks down in drunken tears and just slumps down and um gives in and up at that point and continues to rant. Um it's just you're on the mayor's side. I know you're on the mayor's side. You can tell me everything you like about this. I know it. I know it. I know it's mine. I should have that blade. I should have had it in the first place. Uh, uh, but he doesn't resist if you try to bind him at this point. Okay. Yeah, so you tie him up. You take the blade, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has a couple of other things. He actually has yeah, he has 4 light hammers that are, hanging from his belt. Um, his armor is actually magic. He also in his pack has some, he has various equipment, like some scraps of food and a somewhat raggedy um sleeping mat and no water skin, just alcohol. And yeah, and his purse, which holds 110 gold pieces. And did I already mention? And some thieves' tools are in his pack as well, but just regular ones.
But we should leave him at least a bit of dignity and not rob him blind.
Okay.
So,
So you leave his stuff here, or you...
oh, we probably take it with us and then surrender it to the constables along with Karma.
All right.
Besides, if I'm going to organize his election campaign, it will be very strange for me to first rob him and then, like, you know.
That might be an awkward start.
I mean, you should rob them after you elect them.
Got it. All right. So you make your way back into town. At this point, it is getting pretty late in the winter, so it's probably already dark. It's around 7:30 at night, and there's of course still light at the garrison. It's probably for the better that you get to take him into town under the cover of darkness. He most of the way he continues to complain, and he's just like stumbling forward. But eventually he'll resign to his fate, and he becomes awfully quiet. And you can tell that his hangover is setting in, combined with the pain from all of his injuries. And as you turn him in, Captain Longsaddle, here he is still manning his desk, and he's taking you in personally, and he tosses him into the cell, or hands him over to one of his constables to toss him into the cell, and he says, I guess we should throw away the key with this one. I've been a troublemaker for years. I can't say that I'm disappointed, but at least now we have something substantial to keep him behind bars for quite some time, and not just until he's over this hangover like the last couple of times. Well, and you should let the mayor know that the cooperative blade has been retrieved. I'm sure that it won't mind.
Actually, constable. Yeah, about that. You know, I mean, like, someone will immediately promise him to. Yeah, absolutely. We definitely will return the cooperative blade to the place where it belongs. Right away.
Excellent. Were there any other belongings with Carmen?
His belongings.
Okay. Well, the money and the thieves' tools and stuff. He'll say, well, this money will certainly be very useful for him to repay any cost that his crimes have caused. I'm sure that Vendi will be very happy to see some support for her reconstruction efforts. But his armor is of no use to him in a jail cell. And this
How long is he going to be there?
Well, for quite some time until he sees trial, which might take a while. We'll have to have a judge travel over here from Absalom, and you know how it is. Paperwork can take some time, especially when nobody sees any reason to rush things along.
Won't Mayor be able to substitute?
He might, but he might be considered partial in this case, since he's been known to have somewhat of a rivalry with Carmen. No, we're gonna go through the proper channels. We will not let this one get out on a technical.
Oh, by the way, maybe Ottardo could substitute. He's a legal man, right?
Well, I'm usually more on the attorney side rather than the judge's bench.
We also pummeled him half to death. I suppose that's also the... Oh well.
Anyway, I think it is well within my power to release his belongings to you. Of course, not the money, as I said. We'll put that towards repaying his victims, but I don't think anybody cares about having his old armor or his set of fine mechanical tools. Yeah, so he essentially hands over the armor, which is a +1. I think it's a +1 studded leather. Let me go back to his sheet and put it in the chat. Yes, it's a +1 studded leather, and it is thieves' tools, and there are 4 light hammers if you're interested in them. And of course, the cooperative blade itself. Who's
I
gonna pick
guess
up those items?
I guess we'll consider that payment for bringing in a bounty.
Mhm.
That is one way to look at it. Well, in the name of the town, I thank you once more, and it's getting rather late. I'm sure you all are exhausted from a busy day of doing righteous work. Good night. And then he salutes and has you seen out by one of his constables. Yeah, again, make sure you grab those items or put them on the party stash sheet if no one is interested in wielding
Yeah,
one of
who
those.
wants? Anyone want the armor?
Give it up. I mean, it is studded leather actually better than my chain shirt?
Well, I can tell you what it is. No, I can't really. It has an AC bonus of 2, a dex modifier of 3, check penalty -1. It has a potency rune of +1, so I guess that's a total AC bonus of 3. It's considered light armor if that makes a difference.
Okay, never mind. I'm not going to run into danger anyway, so.
I mean, I'll take it if no one else wants it. Okay,
Sure.
awesome. And it's probably really big for him, but he makes it work.
Yeah, you can tie it up a little tighter, and there's ways to make it fit. Yeah, feel free to grab it, put it on your sheet.
It says I cannot move items from this character.
Okay, then I guess I'm gonna have to put it on your sheet myself. Oh, I see. I guess I had him selected, and then that doesn't work. Interesting. Okay, you should see it in your inventory now.
Perfect.
Who wants the blade?
What does it do? And I suppose it should be a turtle.
It is a +1 striking longsword. It has a mirror-like blade free of tarnish despite being millennia old. While wielding it, you gain a +2 item bonus to checks to aid. If you're an expert with the skill or attack roll you're using to aid and you critically succeed, you grant your ally a +3 circumstance bonus to the triggering check instead of a +2.
It's pretty cool.
Would that apply to the bardic sort of aid? Inspire, I don't remember which one.
Very competent.
Remind me how that works?
It Inspire competence allows me to use my performance to aid, but I am not an expert in performance because I had to be an expert in medicine.
Okay, I see. And it is the expert with the skill you're using, not with the one you're helping. So yeah, but it would still give you the +2 bonus.
It's going to be interesting life for Sumas to learn how to use a longsword.
Oh, it is.
Remember.
It's a martial weapon.
I am specifically trained in longsword.
Oh, okay. Would you like me to add it to your sheet.
Okay, let's do this. I can actually then give up my rapier to to Augrael.
And that's a +1 rapier.
Yes, it is. It's +1 is now. I think it is now striking too.
Oh,
I forgot.
it's like Christmas.
We didn't get back the striking runes from Vandy.
Well, it will be striking. My bow is striking. It's going to be. Drag and drop it. Oh,
I have an extra striking rune then. If anyone needs one.
Cool! You can add it to my staff.
oh, there. I think it went to you.
For all the good that will do.
I know it's in the stash. Never mind.
Okay, I can grab it. Out
It's
of there.
called the poor bastard because we picked up it from some poor bastard in the dungeon.
Wait, actually, I don't think I do have access to the stash. Maybe not.
It is in.
Oh, you should. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to see. So if you're looking at the party on the actors tab, there's the folder icon, and then there's this document icon, and that's the party
Oh,
sheet.
I see. Okay,
And then there's the
Cool.
stash. Yep.
got it.
Hey, Anthony.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Just taking care of business. I didn't catch any of what happened, actually.
They took, what is it? They brought Carmen in, and as a reward, you get to keep his equipment while he's awaiting trial in the garrison's jail. That's 4 light hammers. I guess if nobody's interested in them, we can just put them on the party sheet, and then.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put them on the party stash.
Let's go and sell them at Blades for Glades.
Well, here we go. And then the thieves' tools I'll also add to the stash. So there's now 2 sets of thieves' tools here. The armor went to someone, and the blade went to someone. All right, so we're good. Yeah, it's pretty late. So the question is, do you want to take on the daunting task of taking all 4 icons to the vaults tonight, or do you want to wait?
Not after that scrapple. I mean, we're definitely going to catch some thieves. So
Yes. Perhaps it would be best for everyone to rest before we go marching back into the vault with all of these things, which I'm sure will paint a very large target on us. It becomes evident we have them.
Indeed. All right. So you spend the night in town, and early the next morning, you gather to set out, I would assume. Is that about right?
Gather and sorry?
To set out towards
Head
the
out.
vault once more.
Well, Ottardo would propose that we swing by Vandy to let her know that the blade is recovered, but that we would like to keep it for a while.
All right. I would say that we'll let Birke handle that, since she's probably going to want to help with the repair and the reconstruction work at the library for today.
that would be the best use of your time, of course.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So she can deliver that message for you.
Yes, she can put her excellent chopping skills to work, chopping wood.
Okay, and is there
Build
any that
bookshelves.
that Vandy would have uh, managed to squeeze in some time to do the rune transfers we had requested?
Let's say she did.
Okay.
I would. She probably did that to take her mind off of things because she's not going to help with heavy construction work. So she had something that she could do.
Ah, yes. Lazy, I see.
That's not exactly what I meant. All right, let me check the calendars if there's anything else that's coming up. No. All right. Okay. It is once again raining heavily today, but that won't bother you for very long since you'll be soon deep below the ground. Um, Anything else you want to do in town before you head out, or should I just skip ahead?
Yes, actually. Ottardo is going to swing by the market to see if he can find some average manacles, which are a level 3 common item.
A level 3 common item. Well, the Otari market is only level 2.
Oh,
Oh man, if only we had the blacksmith in town.
If only. I would say, let me check the garrison. Yeah, the garrison is level 4, so they would probably have some manacles that you could use.
okay.
So, I mean, obviously they're gonna ask you why you would need them. What would be your response?
Well, we've had to bring in 2 prisoners so far.
Okay. Yeah, I think given your track record, especially you, Ottardo, have proven yourselves to be quite trustworthy, so I think they will simply lend you one.
Lend as in free of charge?
They will let you use it. Yep,
Okay. Well, thanks.
Don't bring these back unless they have another wanted person in them.
exactly. Take that off the bounty then when the time comes.
Uh,
All right. Anything else you want to do in town, or
I
Uh,
would. Oh,
yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I'd like to stop by Rin's Wonders and see if she happens to have any more of those oils of unlife and on stock. It'd be good to keep a few extra.
let's see. What item level was that again?
Oh, it is a if it's a minor one,
Minor is level 1,
it is merely level 1.
and the lesser is level 3. Okay. Um, okay, I think I would say there's there's a 50% chance for a lesser. No, let me check that level again. If there's maybe even, um, life. What do we have? Minor, lesser, and then moderate. Okay, moderate is too high. So I'd say there's a 50% chance for a lesser and a 75% chance for a minor one. So let's roll. So first for the lesser, nope. And the minor, yes. Okay, so you can buy a minor oil of unlife from her.
Okay, well, that's all good. Just the one today.
Just the one. If you need more, she'd be able to request more from Absalom, but it would take about a week for that to come in.
Yes, yes. If you can source that Rin, then I suspect there's a good chance we'll be needing it going forward.
Yeah, Augrael will pay for this one. He'll be like, I'll get this one. I don't want to see either of us go down again. We don't. We need more of this good magic and less of that bad magic. So I'll buy this one.
Wait, so are you saying you want to keep it then?
No, you could put it on you, but I'll buy it.
Oh, Well, that's most generous of you, because I have only 9 silver pieces.
I know you're very poor. That's why I'm offering.
I'm very
Not to be
cash
rude.
poor. I put all of my money into getting this wand of harm.
Which also helps me, so you know.
Yes. Yes. So really, it's not even a very generous offer. It's more like you just owe me.
Pretty much, but let's pretend it was generous still.
Very well.
So, you're looking for minor or lesser?
What if there was minor there? Augrael just buy the minor.
He
Right, but
bought the minor.
I mean for her to put in an order for
Oh,
lesser.
either, both, whatever you are able to get your hands on.
Okay.
I suppose lesser would be more useful. Moderate would be even better than that, but wouldn't want to push my luck.
Moderate, she probably lacks the contacts. But I'll see that she'll put in an order for lesser and minor, as many as she can get.
Yes, wonderful.
Then we'll save this. Does that work? There we go. Okay, I have put in a thing on the calendar. All right, so it should take about a week for that to come in.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, as always, Rin.
And she just nods and smiles weirdly knowingly. You don't know what that's about, but you most of the time you don't. So she just kind of wanders off, protecting our merchandise from the substantial rainfall.
I feel like it's always raining when we come here. It's like the third time.
Yes, it's really torrential. And it has been each day. Just I don't know.
Such a rainy rover.
Rainy Rova, indeed. Anything else you want to do in town?
Nope.
Okay, then let's skip ahead. I assume you're going straight to the level with the temple.
Yeah.
All
Continue our descent. One day we should figure out how that whole teleportation system works, as well as the elevator. Perhaps it would be better for us to experiment with them, not
Actually-
during times of dire need.
Actually, yes, I think maybe after getting a level, we can get some more ideas about how to decipher those things.
Well, let's
Yeah.
do one thing at a time. But you're right. I mean, it's you're at this point. You are, what are we? 3, 4 levels deep? No, 3 levels deep. And it is starting to become quite cumbersome to descend all down through all those levels to get to where you want to go. But unfortunately, I mean, so far all your investigations of those teleporters have shown them to be entirely inert, and there's no sign, no mechanism that you've identified, no spell that you would be familiar with that would help you reactivate them. So for now, legging it is really all you can do.
I don't think we've tried the elevator, but we'll leg it for now.
And you're gathering in that awfully creepy temple. Hold on. Is it? Yeah. And as you enter it, give me another second here. Yes. As you enter it, feel free. From which direction would you be coming? From the east or from the south? You basically have both routes available to you.
I think from the east is most civilized one.
Yes.
What does that mean? From the east. Oh, okay, I see. Yep.
Because it's got ladders or stairs.
Less splashing about.
Okay, then get into marching order here, so I have an idea of how you're entering that room, and also make sure you have
Hold
your
on,
light
let me
sources.
fully rest. I didn't rest for the night. There we go.
And make sure you have your light sources set up properly, and also on your sheets, set your exploration activities accordingly.
Mhm.
All right.
Got an ever-burning torch. I've got a staff. Actually, I realized I think as a sorcerer I'm actually good to hold a wand in one hand and a staff in the other and cast everything just fine because you can use those staves and wands for somatic components from what I understand. They don't, or rather, they don't interfere with somatic components. And as a sorcerer, I eschew materials, so I don't even need to worry about the material ones for the most
Yep.
part. So I think I can just cast with my hands full of wands.
Well, a staff and a wand, right?
Well, a staff and a wand. Yeah.
Okay. Is that how that works? That the staff
I
lets
think
you use that hand? Yeah. Do we know that for sure, or
I'm
is that
pretty sure. I think I looked it up.
I think it counts as like arcane focus. Sorry.
you can use this component while holding something in your hand? That's just part of the somatic component. It doesn't even have to
Oh,
be.
it's part of somatic. Okay.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be. You could even use your wand hand for a somatic component. It doesn't matter as long as you're not restrained or otherwise unable to gesture freely.
Well, heck, I could be carrying a shield around.
You could indeed.
Staff and shield build. Classic.
Classic. Yeah.
I feel like you
Uh,
should have known this earlier, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, oops, didn't mean to close that door.
all right. So you enter the vast octagonal chamber once more, and immediately the memory comes back. And as you move into the room, you all once again overcome by this sense of despair and hopelessness almost as you see these pitiful spirits rising from their empty graves and being consumed by this eye-like thing at the apex of the chamber. So please all roll the will save.
We have to do it every time.
Yup.
Yeah.
Unless
Is it a fear effect?
it sure is.
And then you should be getting a +1 from Ottardo's aura.
Oh, oh
Well,
yeah.
Nice.
Oh no.
Well, but Ottardo starts with a crit fail.
mm,
Lucca crit succeeds.
Okay, so let me see. Augrael succeeds, which means nothing happens to you. Soma fails, so that's frightened 1. Ottardo crit fails, that's frightened 2. Let me put 1 on you and then increase by 1. And Lucca crit succeeds, so you are now temporarily immune for 24 hours against this effect. All right. So as you move into this room, like I said, like your knees get somewhat wobbly, shaky. You clench you white knuckle your weapons or your instrument in Soma's case as you're just tensing up at the sight of these horrific, unsettling reliefs and that almost palpably evil altar in the center of the room with this faint blue light. And as you step towards it, um, some of that light starts to once again arc upwards and towards you as another one of those flickery creatures emerges. All right, so I'm going to let me do one thing at a time here. Having the encounter set up, I'm gonna roll for the NPC, so you can roll your own initiatives.
Oh, those enemies. Oh
Yeah.
dear. Oh yes, that's right. They regenerate in this room.
That is something that you had started to pick up on. That this like wispy light was that came out of the what almost looks like scratch marks of a giant hand on the altar, and in those scratch marks there was this glowing light that seemed to be slowly reforming, and apparently it produces these flickery wispy things. Soma, you're the first one to act.
Well, since we are all scared at the moment, like, will. Well, not all scared, but almost scared. We will inspire courage. Be my first action, and for my second, I try to do a projectile this thing.
All right, shoot. Um, okay, that's a miss. That's your turn. Lucca.
I am feeling more powerful than ever, so I shall strike it with fire.
Strike it.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. I wanted not flaming sphere. I wanted produce flame.
Okay, attack.
Just yes, just an attack roll.
Strikes the glowing shape. Again, just as a reminder, the thing itself is essentially invisible, but because it also glows, you can kind of make out shadows within that glow, so it is essentially visible.
Oh, do I have to do a 50-50?
No, I don't think so. It says it's visible because of its bright light aura, so I think it counts as visible, as being visible.
Okay.
Did we run it as concealed for the previous
Yeah, I
fight?
thought it was concealed or something before.
Mhm.
Did we do that for the Liquor Wisp or for the Willow Wisp?
I think it was
I
for
think
this
for
thing.
these things,
Okay. Yeah, that
I
does make sense.
distinctly remember having see invisibility up and trying
You're
to
right.
blast them with it.
You're right. Yeah, I think treating them as concealed makes the most sense. Yep. Thanks for remembering that. So yeah, go for it. That's a 20 or a DC 5 flat check. That's a success. Roll for damage. And let me see if it does that.
wow.
No. Right.
Level 5, baby. Actually, why is it so high? 3d4.
Rolled really
suppose.
well.
Yes.
Yep, 4, 3, and 3. All right. Yep. So you step in there and you shoot fire at that flickering light that starts to arc out of the altar, and immediately it just goes, it disperses, and you can all write down some XP. Sorry, I should have looked that up beforehand. How much is that?
Shit. We should just hang out here for a while. Farm XP.
Farming flicker wisps. Yeah, that might take some time.
5 XP at a time.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually 12.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. All right, but that doesn't take away from that sense of foreboding dread that some of you feel very much as you approach the altar.
I'm thinking maybe there is something wrong on that spell damage. I think it counted the plus charisma twice.
Yeah, I'm actually double checking it right now. Does seem very high.
It has
Even
3d4 plus 4 fire, and then charisma plus 4 as well. Should probably be just 3d4 and then charisma plus 4.
don't know where that extra +4 came from. Is it dead? Even if it's less damage, if it's still fighting.
Unless you got some level 5 sorcerer ability and
Yeah, I'm that's why I'm double checking. Let's see.
but a shaken Ottardo will urge everyone to maybe move past this place.
Can't. Unfortunately, we still have to be here.
Too?
Automatically heightened. Okay. And then my bloodline gives me something special.
All right. So what's going on? Soma is approaching the altar, and Ottardo moves across the room.
Mhm.
Okay. And then what?
Soma approaches and he carefully draws the sword. Like, Sir Ottardo, I think we need to put it here, right?
The icons, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Augrael will put the thieves' tools down on the altar.
And as you put them down, you see like a visible ripple in that last little bit of glowing light among those scratches, like almost like a little shock wave that goes out from the tools where you put them down. Just go clunk.
I'm just double checking. Sorry that this is correct now. Yeah. Okay, that should be right now.
So the thieves' tools are on the altar. What else?
Well, the hunter's brooch.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the sword as well. It's reacting.
Yes, you put them down one by one. Each one, like as you put it down, it makes a much heavier sound than the item would apply. It always goes like clunk, echoing through the chamber somewhat. And I assume the spell book also goes on the altar at some point.
I imagine it's Lucca that's carrying it.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
You know, everyone like turns towards Lucca and he goes, "Oh yes, yes," and puts it down on the altar as well as the last remaining item. And as you do so, and I would direct your attention down here, if you might have to scroll down a little. I don't think you've ever actually moved down there, but you should
Yeah.
see the light. So you see that's sort of spectral barrier, if you will. Um, it is sending out some eerie blue light, and as you watch it, you see that there's every now and then it's like a ghostly visage that moves across that spectral shape, and you see it's a face that is crying out in agony, like kind of like it's coming up from underwater just to show up for a brief second and then let out a silent wail and disappear into a huff of spectral mist. And this just kind of keeps happening over and over again, as if the barrier itself is made of, like, you know, ghostly soul, ectoplasm, whatever you want to call it. And as you put down the final item from this chamber, this shockwave that you've sensed with the first three items as well, with the last one, it is much stronger, and you see it like ripple through the hall as the air shimmers in this wave that washes towards that spiritual barrier, and with a cacophony of screams that for a brief second become audible, that whole thing just whoosh, disperses. And if you look down there, maybe there's a cool effect coming. I'm not sure. No,
Yeah.
it just disappears. But yeah,
So
it
cool.
disappears. Yeah, awesome. It just disappears. Whoosh, all of these ghosts are like kind of crumble and fade away. But then on that long hallway that leads all the way down to where that barrier stood, um, the greenish light that you've seen before around Otari's ghost and with the ghostly writing that he left for you suddenly flares up, and in like a whirl of spiritual energy, Otari once again manifests, just like you've seen him manifest on that little island to the south. And he whirls around, takes shape, takes a moment to understand what's going on, and then he notices what has happened, and he looks down the hallway, and he looks over to you, and he says, "Yes, you did it. You found the icons of my trusted friends and companions. You are facing the evil that is suffusing this place and empowering Belcora. It's..." And then he pauses. "Oh, no. This is wrong. You should... We did not... It's..." And then you see like his entire ghostly apparition kind of
Oh
get
no.
stretched out towards the end of that hallway, and then sucked into this staircase as he just lets out. You see that his face is the last thing that remains as the rest of his apparition kind of gets weirdly extended all the way into that hallway and the staircase, and his face is the last thing that remains, and you just see him silently mouth the words, "Help me!" And then the rest of him um, gets sucked away too.
Probably fine, right, guys?
What do you mean fine? He's the last of the Rose Guard. We need to get him back. We will never...
I told you. I said he wasn't to be trusted.
I what happened?
Someone immediately grabs the sword back from the altar.
Yes, give me this book.
Yeah, you grab all the icons. They if you have the presence of mind to check, they're all still magic. They all still have their powers. They haven't been consumed in the process in any sense.
Is the barrier
Yeah.
still like gone?
Nope. You retrieve the items, but the barrier stays gone.
Okay. Well, I think we should go down there, right?
Right. Whatever it takes, we have to restore the history to the town, or at the very least, make sure he rests in peace and not eternal torment in the bowels of this first place.
Right.
Ottardo is going to mention that this is probably a bad idea. We should secure our path to retreat in case anything happens. But
Yes, true.
Terrible idea. Probably why we're going to do it anyway.
You're still walking forward, Ottardo, though. Can't help but
We're all
notice.
saying it's a bad idea, but we're all still walking.
All right, yeah.
Okay,
So
so we're all going through with the bad idea. Okay.
Fine.
as you walk down this long hallway, I think I've described it before, but I'll give you that description again. The ceiling of this one is 25 feet high, so it's pretty roomy. Those little alcoves that you might see on the side are stone sarcophagi that are standing upright. The lids are carved with tormented, emaciated figures. Um, and to your horror and surprise, none of these figures are truly monstrous. It actually looks like they may have been heroes that have that at one point had come to oppose Belcora, and maybe she's slain them and like entombed them here in this display of their torment as the last insult to them in some sense. And yeah, you make your way all the way down the hallway, and then reach this large flight of stairs that leads down into complete darkness.
Ottardo, I can't help but notice that you still lack some of your ordinary vigor and a little less than pinkish. Is there anything we can do before we go charging into near certain calamity?
I don't know. Can you do something with your magic? I
Well,
do know
no,
that.
I can't. I meant we as in the collective, we as in Souma.
Oh,
Can
no,
you do anything to help him?
I can refresh him and take away his. Hmm. Uh, his fatigue, but my restoration spells will not help. I mean, I personally, I feel a lot better after I had a full night's rest right now. After those things, like try to suck my life away. So I suppose Ottardo will be on his feet tomorrow.
That's a big assumption.
The assumption is a hypothesis that was confirmed by experimentation on myself.
No, I mean it's a big assumption that he'll be on his feet tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Well, with my new fancy armor, I'll walk side by side with Ottardo, even though he looks a little well, I won't say what you look like, but yeah. Let's go.
I'm...
And
All right.
so you descend the stairs, correct?
Yes.
Eventually.
Yes, with the feeling of
Heedlessly.
with the feeling of making a mistake.
Well,
In case that changes things.
all right.
Yeah,
So
if we realize we're making a mistake, does that help?
uh, we'll see. As you walk into what feels like certain doom, especially, some of you still being somewhat unsettled by having to cross through this temple to some dark divine or godlike entity, you descend for quite a bit down this long, wide, dark set of stairs until you finally emerge um, at a cracked, badly stained mosaic tile floor just in front of you to the south. You can see that this tile floor is leading to a walkway of sorts that's encircling around what looks like a gaping pit and eventually leads to a spiral stairway that clings to the edge of the pit. You see a twisted iron banister that follows the edge of that walkway and stairs. And there's a particularly acrid smell of chemicals and rot in the air, with just a tinge of sulfur that wafts up from the pit's darkness.
Oh man.
There's some strange moaning that echoes up the shaft. Seems fairly far away and notably weird and inhumanoid in nature. And you're starting to wonder what it is, and you inch closer. But then you hear different kinds of sounds, and a bunch of them at the same time rise up. The first thing you hear is, um, sorry, the first thing you hear is a completely unintelligible gibbering. So it sounds like words are in there and you can barely make out the beginning and end of one, but it's just this constant stream of murmuring, gibbering sounds that as soon as they enter your head through your ears, immediately roil around your brain and make you kind of dizzy. So go ahead and everyone give me a will save.
Uh,
Oof.
dizzy, you said, so it's not a fear effect.
Well, no, it's not a fear effect. It's an emotion, but it's not a fear effect. Okay, I see Augrael, Soma. Where's Lucas?
Is this automatically applying oh, can I be inside his aura, assuming that I would have been keeping up with them?
Yeah. I'll move you there. Here we go.
Yeah, but aura doesn't help
Oh, it
since
doesn't
it's not
help.
fear.
Okay.
Because it's not fear.
Okay. Oh, I didn't roll the thing. I don't know if that's a success. It's a failure.
It's a
I'm gonna.
failure.
Can I use my hero point right now?
Yes, you can.
I don't know what this is, but I'm assuming I don't want it. What did I roll? I didn't roll great. Okay. Come on. Let me roll the actual save this time. That's better.
All right. So Soma, this gibbering just makes your head spin. You are
Oh
confused,
no.
and so is Augrael.
Oh no.
But that's not the only strange sound that comes up. There's another sound, and let me figure this out here, which is kind of also a sort of moaning sound, but this one has this. It has this like uh, guttural kind of bubbling quality to it. You've heard it before, and you're not excited to hear this sound once rise up once again, and not just from one source, but actually from two. So I'll need you all to do 2 more will saves.
Stop it! Stop! Does that mean I can't be affected for 24 hours? Don't have to roll the other one?
Two more. So the two that you just posted.
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, Lucca, you only need to roll the first one in this case.
Ah!
All right, so let me pick that apart. Augrael failed 1.
Yeah.
Succeeded on the second. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't mean to make Ottardo second, but yep, nope, you should not be second. Let me. Nope. No, I moved. You have so many conditions, Ottardo.
I'll take care of it. You can do the rest.
Okay, but I need to put drain back on you. Here we go. Second one for Augrael. Made it on the second. Lucca crit succeeds, so is immune for now. Soma failed for the first one, so that's second, and then the second one doesn't make it worse, however. Ottardo, you crit succeeded, so you don't need to make the second one. All right, so those are the sounds you hear, and then you see movement down the hallway, and you're not excited to see these creatures again. At least some of you have seen them before, as they slither into view. Their monstrous faces like
Oh,
peeping around the corner, their
Oh.
white eyes fixing on you. You can see that the light is kind of blinding their eyes, but that doesn't seem to be what they really rely on. And they're just this bubbling, fleshy, oozy mass of evil experiment gone wrong. That's what they look like. And there are two of them. I think you can spot them. And then a little further back in the darkness, there's a pile of tongues and eyes and mouths that starts to
okay.
like shamble very slowly towards you, with making these gibbering sounds. All of these mouths kind of like chatting away all at once. And there's this disgusting smacking sound that it makes every time it like kind of rolls over itself to like hit the tiles to move forward. And that seems like a fun encounter, so why don't we roll for initiative?
Oh boy.
Oh. Oh. I didn't roll for some reason. Roll.
Okay.
Hey.
There we go. Let's pop this out, the encounter tracker, and let's see what is going on. Well, we'll start up with one of these weird slug-like creatures, and it is going to show me its sheet. Piteous Moan is currently active. It is simply, yeah, it's like poking its head around the corner, and the light, your magical light, shines on its grotesque, just gross looking face, and then it just makes this like convulsing movement, and it spits out a bunch of what looks like digestive acid straight at Ottardo. And we'll see what happens here. That's a 25 to hit.
Ah,
Oh.
So that does 9 points of acid damage. And that is should be splash damage for both Soma and Augrael.
Okay.
And the splash damage is and use the thrown weapon on the splash trade. The friend fail succeeds or crit succeeds. All creatures within 5 feet take the listed splash damage. Listed splash damage. That's good, but where is it listed? It is not, in fact, listed here. Let's see if it's nope. Sorry about that. That's what I get from relying on the module. Look that up on its actual sheet. 1d6. So, I'm gonna roll for Soma first. That's 2 points of acid, and for Augrael second, that's 5 points of acid.
Okay.
That was action 1, and let me see if there's any limitations on that. No, it just kind of it continues to just continues to spew this acid onto you, Ottardo. But like it doesn't have enough pressure here, so it misses with the second one. But since it's just a regular miss, I believe attack with this fails. The target of the attack still takes the splash damage. If an attack with a splash weapon fails, all creatures within 5 feet of the target, including the target. Okay, so that's once again for each one of you. We'll start with Ottardo taking 6 points of splash damage, and then Soma 4, and then Augrael 2. And then that's
Do we get another confusion roll, or is that only on that one type?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
So whenever you take damage, I believe.
Yes, you're right. That is part of the confusion effect. So each time you take damage, you can attempt a DC 11 flat check to recover. So that's for Augrael here.
Okay, so I get 2
Right,
of those.
Augrael.
You get 2 of those because
Damn
you
it!
took damage twice, and Soma made it. Okay. All right. So
Can you
Soma
use
no
it
longer.
on a flat check? Can you use a hero point?
Yeah, any D20 roll.
I'm gonna try it. Damn it.
And now you're going to die.
I'm gonna kill one of you first.
All right, so Soma, you're no longer confused. Augrael, you still are, and it's Lucca's turn.
So remind me, if I wanted to, for example, deal damage to Augrael, can I choose to like just deal him 1 point of damage, or do I have to like roll and see how much damage I deal?
You have to roll, but you could use some sort of method that Darce does hardly any damage.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is the methods that hardly do any damage are also the least likely to hit him.
Yeah, I think that there's no way for you to like choose to do little damage.
Not really. No,
No.
I don't think so. Um,
You cannot carefully poke him with your sword. Essentially.
That would be
if
nice.
I cast Charm on him, does that mean he won't attack me if he thinks I'm his friend?
I mean, he's confused, so
I
I don't
guess it
think that
doesn't matter if he thinks I'm his friend. He already thinks I'm his friend, so
exactly.
okay. Um, hmm. I wish I had, some sort of way to stall these guys, like a barrier or a pit or something, but I don't have any of that. I'm going to God, man, this sucks. The gibbering mouther's pretty far away and it doesn't move fast, so okay, so Ottardo. It's like, I'm gonna move past my allies here, get further into the room. This is probably a mistake. Oh god, they're on either side. I didn't realize that. Um, and what is this in the middle? This is like a
Gaping pit.
oh, it's a pit.
Yep. And
Oh, okay.
there's a walkway circling it, sloping downward with a rusty or iron wrangled handrail.
Okay, well, I'm probably gonna do something really dumb here by moving myself into a corner. But I just want to spread out a little bit with these AoE attacks. So, oh, but that puts me right next to this guy. That's terrible. Okay, I'm gonna keep on running over here.
All right.
I don't know why I'm not producing my own light because I do have the. There we go. Oh, now there's spooky ambience. Great. Okay. Move. I'm going to try to. God. What do you think a gibbering mouther's will save is? I have no idea.
It's-
It could be
Either-
really good or really
yeah.
bad. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to shut that thing down if I can, at least a little bit. I look at it and I say, "Oh, foul, terrible creature! You need not worry, for your end has finally come, and you shall be put out of your misery. Same goes for all of you." But for that gibbering mouther in particular, he's gonna hit it with one of these.
Impending doom.
Ooh.
Okay. You sift through myriad potential futures, seize upon one potential moment in which the target meets a particularly gruesome phalanx, and then show it a vision of its impending demise. Wow. Intense mental vision grows more and more terrifying to the target as the doom grows closer, and it takes 3 rounds to reach its conclusion. The target must attempt a will saving throw to determine its effects. At the end of the spell's duration, if the target was affected, the target witnesses its death and takes 66 mental damage. Wow. But the save happens right away, I assume. Looks like it.
The save happens immediately, and then it has cascading effects. But it has a whole bunch of
All those
traits on it. So I don't know if any of those, if it has any like resistance or immunities to things like emotion, fear,
surprisingly
mental.
enough, yeah, surprisingly enough, it doesn't.
Wonderful.
So it regularly fails, almost crit failed by just 1. So the creature is immediately off guard. So that means flat-footed, which should have been a condition here, I guess. So off guard, put that on it. Oh, there was one. The creature is immediately on the second round. It becomes frightened too. Okay, so for now, you will have to remind me of that because
Sure.
I will definitely forget that. So, and then on the third round, it becomes stunned. And the end of the third round, the creature takes full damage. Wow,
What a cool
pretty damn
spell.
cool. Very cool. Don't like having to track these things, but that's very cool. Also, the flavor of it.
I'll keep an eye on it, and Lucca will say, "Hopefully, I've just bought us time to deal with these others," and leave it at that.
And then the thing's turn comes up and it goes, oh, it's gonna do something fun. And I guess that makes sense. You can see like all of its eyes as it's affected by the spell, like kind of go wide. Some of them even might pop into like blood, like a bloody boil. And it seems to panic somewhat and quickly, like flopping over on itself. It makes its way over to Lucca
Oh, it's
and
faster than I thought.
just kind of like Lucca, you see it like kind of build up right in front of you, and it comes crashing down like a wave of tumorous flesh and toothy maws and popping eyeballs. And we'll do some fun things here. Okay, so it strides up to double its speed, and then it can move through spaces of any creatures in its path, any creature of the monster's size or smaller, whose space the monster moves through. So it'll have to move through your space, so it can do that. And now any creature can attempt a reflex save with a listed DC. So here you go. That's for
Oh, had to
Lucca.
be reflex. Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh no.
You want to keep that? Oh, you already did do
I
it.
already used
You
mine.
already used it. Excellent. So, a creature that fails its save is pulled into the monster's body. It is grabbed, it is slowed, and has to hold its breath or start suffocating. The creature, I guess that doesn't affect you that much. You take the listed amount of damage when first engulfed, and at the end of each of its turn when it's engulfed. You can get free by escaping. I'll put that in the chat for you for easy reference. You can attack the monster engulfing it, but only with unarmed attacks or with weapons of light bulk or less. You are off guard. Oh no, the engulfing creature is off guard. If it takes piercing or slashing damage equal to rupture value, so on and so forth. And that is that. But I guess the crit fail actually doesn't make a difference here. It's just that you and it's not like a basic save or anything like that. I don't think so. So you're not taking double damage. You're just taking these 18 points of damage, as like essentially it like completely collapses on top of you, and you feel all of its many mouths bite and tear at your bones and crunch down on them. And that was a single action,
Oh boy.
the whole thing. So what else does it do? It already did 2 moves as part of that, so it uses its third move to basically move over here, just kind of keeps flopping forwards towards Ottardo, but then can't attack. And Ottardo, you would see like parts of Lucca stick out between this completely amorphous pile of um, horrifying flesh. And then it's your turn.
At some point,
Uh,
Lucca's head comes like popping out, and he's like, "No, don't worry, Ottardo. I've got it right. I want it."
oh right. Well, if Lucca feels he's got it handled, um, Ottardo is going to raise his shield, and then he is going to stride through here and attack this creature and miss.
That's a miss. That's your turn?
Yep.
All right, Augrael.
I'm confused.
You sure are. So let's see what you do.
Good thing that only creature next to him is the mouther.
Yeah. I don't know if I can hit Lucca or not, but hopefully not.
And Lucca, for all intents and purposes, is inside the thing, so there's no
Okay.
real chance for you to do it. So yeah, the thing is the closest thing, so that's your target.
All right.
And it's off guard.
Yep.
Excellent.
All right. Hold on. If the mother is going receiving list, the structure will for a single attack or spell. Engulf creature, creature. Okay, so the 24 is a hit for sure.
Okay.
Is it immune to precision?
That's 7 points of damage. Let's see. I think
the rolls.
the immunities are going to be factored in. It does not appear to be immune. Nope, I don't see any reason why it
Let
would be.
me. Is off guard and I'm wondering about my weapon tricks.
It's what used to be called flat-footed. So if you see a reference to flat-footed, that would be off guard.
Okay. Oh, when you critically succeed. Okay.
All right. One action.
All right. Okay, so I'll just keep attacking it, right? When I'm confused. All right.
Yep. There's only one target, so you really unload on it. Okay, that's a miss. And the last one is also a miss. Okay. The other horrifying thing slithers forward continuously, moving as it does so with this bubbly, raspy voice of its. And it is going to try to claw Ottardo. Missing once and missing twice. And then it is Soma's turn.
No, that's you put me in quite a pickle here. Firstly, let's fire defense, everyone.
I would say that Lucca can't really hear that inside the thing.
We'll make him
You have-
hear next.
Yeah, he has the tongues of all the mouths like licking in the inside of his ears and of his ear holes.
I will try to make it lingering.
Yeah, your level to see now at level 5 is higher, I believe. There was 19 at level 4, so now it's probably 20.
Yeah. But never mind, it means I don't spend the focus point. But yeah, for my next trick, I think actually, yeah, these things are not flat-footed. I think I want to try to use one of the spells that I've picked for the last time, and I will summon my imaginary friend.
All right, let's do it. That's a long description. So can you walk us through it? Does it appear immediately? Do you have to wait? What happens?
You create an imaginary creature. Let me see.
It's basically a summon.
Yeah.
So do summons just appear right away, or do they appear?
I think they are appear right away.
Okay. And you pull that on the map yourself, or do I have to do it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is. I
Okay,
put
so
it.
tell us what happens.
Well, Soma. Oh, that's a good question. How does it look? Like with strike of her strings, Soma briefly gets enveloped in a greenish tint, and uh, a wispy form separates from her skin and darts forward, taking form of a ghostly librarian lady that was possessing her that one time on the previous levels. And it immediately pops right to Ottardo, trying to provide flanking. Looks very angry. Because someone is gibbering in her library.
Does it offer flanking?
Yes, it does.
It's substantial enough that it can flank other creatures. Nice. Okay. But if it's hit by an attack or fails to save, the spell ends. Okay, got it. All right. I assume that was your turn.
Yes.
Okay. Then that fleshy slug next to Ottardo is just going to full attack you. So we'll start with a claw and then another claw and one final claw. And you just nimbly, like fully armored, your shield in hand, you block and dodge all of its attacks as it continues to moan the entire time. Its face a grotesque mask of pain and contortion. Lucca.
All right. It is the second round of the impending doom. So the thing sees its doom getting closer, and it's frightened too.
All right. Here we are. Frightened 2. Got it.
Um,
Got
which
it.
will conveniently lower all of its DCs and its AC.
Mhm.
And Lucca's going to take the opportunity to try and blast it. So he's got to succeed a DC 5 check first to manipulate to cast the spell.
All right. Let's see that.
So come on, don't do me like this. Come on. Okay.
Nice. All right.
And then he is inside of this creature, his bones getting gnawed on, getting in the mouths, but he's going to gather himself together, and he's going to say, "Dodge this!" And he's going to blast it with a bone spray. And he's gonna do it like this, if he can.
All right. Let's see that reflex save of it. It's a regular failure, so roll for damage.
And it's also gonna catch the creature to the south of me.
Oh, I see. I think since you're inside of it and kind of you're just rolling around, I don't think you have the tactical overview.
I'd say if you can't really aim it at others, the creature probably should get like a degree of success worse, since it's engulfing and it can't really
Yeah,
avoid the bones.
that's a good rule, or that's a good ruling. I like that. So basically, you can't aim it, but all of it just from the inside.
Nice.
It's like shrapnel exploding inside of it.
Okay.
So
I'll take it. I'll take it.
give me the crit damage then, or the crit failure result.
Well, I can't roll that, but this is the normal damage.
Okay, but I can take double of that. So two things happen. First, it takes the damage, and it does take the 2 points of bleed here. And then yeah, you literally blast a part of it with this spray of sharp bone fragments that an opening appears, and it's wide enough for you to like kind of roll out. And for the others, it's this grotesque scene of Lucca covered in digestive, or what kind of looks like digestive acid, and remaining flesh and bits of tongue and teeth and popped eyeballs. And he's just covered in that ooze as he crawls out of the thing. But yeah, you're no longer grabbed, engulfed, or anything like
Wait,
that.
really? I can
Yep.
Oh, is it because I dealt piercing damage?
Yep. Yep. It has a
That's awesome. I didn't even think of
Amazing.
yep.
that.
No, it has it's a rupture level
Yeah.
of a particular number, and if you do enough piercing or slashing damage from the inside, you cut yourself free. So you get
That's
to the way
amazing.
you can breathe and exit the swallowing monster's space. Yep.
I had no idea. Am I prone or am I standing when I come out?
It just says you're exiting, so I'll say you're okay. You're not prone. You're just
Okay.
I'd say for the flavor of it, you crawl out, but
Yeah.
you're okay to stand up.
That went better than expected. Did it take the damage? Is it
It
still
did take
barely
the
injured or?
it did take or should have taken the damage. Let me see.
It does. It says it took
It,
18 damage, but it's still barely injured. Oh my god.
yep,
Oh boy.
it is quite, it's just a whole lot of flesh. All right, so you still have an action left.
Oh, because I'm no longer slowed. Um, I'm going to step away. He declares as he backs off as far as he can.
You know what? You don't have that action because slowed affects how you get your actions at the start of your turn,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's also why slow doesn't come into effect until your next turn, but when it goes away, it also doesn't come into effect until your next turn. All right,
Uh,
so you just kind of roll out of it, and that's that. All right, it's been badly um, bone sprayed by you, so all of its mouth just like screaming in pain and agony. And what does it do? There's so many cool, fun things to do. It's hard to choose.
Fight him!
Um,
Fight him!
I think it's just gonna pick the next victim, which is
Uh,
Augrael.
that's the one.
So Augrael, in your confused mind, that thing starts to engulf you. So actually, it can move multiple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it kind of circles around Lucca, like carefully avoiding it. It like really bends in a weird way, flowing around him, apparently not being worried about him. So it moves through both Augrael and Soma's square, which means we'll start with Augrael doing a reflex save.
Okay.
You succeed, but because it also moves through Soma, Soma also needs to make the save. And you succeed as well. Okay, so both of you can actually choose if you want to be pushed aside or pushed in front of the monster to the end of the monster's movement.
I think I will be pushed aside.
Okay, so essentially you're gonna move up one. And Augrael,
Yeah,
you want
same with our girl. I think he'll
Okay,
be pushed aside.
you would be pushed aside this way then, because it was kind of moving up the stairs. Okay, so that was one action for it, and it's kind of like disappointingly, you see like a bunch of its mouths kind of frown and gnash their teeth, and then it just kind of almost I don't want to say blows a raspberry, but it's kind of like just does this a couple of its mouths do these like lip flapping sound, but unfortunately, it is not just a somewhat weirdly childish insult, but it actually spits acid. So let's see. The engulf actually doesn't have the attack trait. So I'm just gonna spit acid at Soma. That's a miss. Let me see. It is not a splash effect. So Soma, you can dodge it, and you see the acid spittle just kind of like splash all over the stairs and sizzle as the acid burns the stone. Ottardo.
Uh, well, that's a lot happening. Ottardo is going to turn his attention to the other slug-like creature that is now being flanked.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he will raise his shield, and then he will attempt to strike it.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, there we go. Thanks to the flanking.
Woo!
Whoa, that's pretty good. That is gonna make it barely injured. It's badly injured. Yeah. So you swing your warhammer. It's a satisfying smacking sound as you bruise the creature, and it just lets out
Oh
a
shit!
moaning.
Ottardo, they explode! I just remembered.
Oh no.
It lets
Oh.
out a painful moan, but it's not yet exploding.
And then he's going to miss it with his second strike, and that's his turn.
All right. Augrael.
Okay, am I still confused?
Yes. So
All right.
we have Lucca, one of those things in Ottardo in immediate surroundings. So I'm gonna roll a d3 in that order. That is the thing.
Nice.
Attack the thing. That's a hit. You do 7 points of damage to it. Yep. So you pierce it. Some weird oozy liquid comes out. Then you turn around and attack Lucca next.
Okay.
No, no, no. Ha!
Indeed, you miss. And you follow up with another attack.
I'm gonna hit you. No, I'm not.
Another miss. All right. The one that Augrael had just attacked, so Ottardo critically hit it, so that's really its main concern. So it's
Do I get a save at the end? Do I get a flat check, or is it only when I take damage? Is that right?
if you hover over the condition, it'll give you all the details, and I think
Gotcha, gotcha.
says each time you take damage, you can attempt a 11 to recover. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Okay, perfect.
oh wait, but you're right. There's also we had that happen last time too. There's in addition to that, there may be something in the triggering abilities description. So let me double check. That was in the gibbering. And yes, you're right. So the confusion ends at this point. So we can remove it now.
Oh,
but
nice. Perfect.
Essentially at the thing's next turn, it would
Okay.
go away. All right. Yes. So one of those weird slug-like beings is attacking Ottardo, and it tries to claw you left and right, and one last time. Wow, I am not rolling that well. Or level 5 really made a huge difference for you. Soma.
Okay, let's continue. We're gonna our defense again. We gonna try to make it lingering again. Gains. Doesn't work. Again. Okay. Then, if we kill this thing, it will explode. Okay, one next action goes to sustaining generic friend, and I
Okay.
I think I will try to actually attack this thing after all.
All right.
So what happens is that the ghostly librarian grinds her teeth in anger, then it raises her book, and from the book she whips out a bookmark, which actually a big ruler, and she smacks it with this thing with it.
All right. Square across the claws. That's a critical hit. Roll for it.
Wait a second.
Nice.
14 points. Oh, but that's non-lethal. Interesting. I wonder if they would explode if they take non-lethal. I guess they would.
Immune to it?
Oh, it takes no damage. Yep, immune to mental.
Well,
Ah.
my job here is done. I guess. No,
Then
not literally done. I still have one action left, for which I am going to raise a shield.
all right. And then the thing in front of Ottardo's turn comes up, and it'll try to attack you, striking you once, missing, striking twice, missing, striking 3 times. Crit missing. Wow, Ottardo, you are really tanking it. Lucca.
Well, it's the third round now, I guess. I guess that's
Okay.
how it works. The round, I guess it triggers when I cast it, right? On the same
Yep.
round from when I cast. I mean, so yeah, it is still frightened 2. I don't know if its frightened condition went down automatically, but it's still frightened 2. It is also now stunned 1, and it's going to take the 6d6 damage.
Does it say that its frightened condition doesn't go down on its own?
It becomes frightened 2, and then it says it also becomes stunned 1 on the third round. I assumed that it would stay.
No, I think it's at frightened 1 now because it'll tick down. And now in addition to that it becomes stunned 1. All right. Stunned means you've become
Well,
senseless.
is it still off guard?
Yeah, I don't see why that would get removed because off guard
So
doesn't have a built-in timer, but frightened has the built-in going down by 1 every turn.
okay.
You've become
So,
senseless. You can act while stunned. Stunned usually includes a value which indicates how many total actions you lose. Oh, okay. So, oh, right. I tripped over that before. You can act while stunned. You just cannot use as many actions.
right.
So, okay. Each time you regain actions, reduce the number you regain by your stunned value, then reduce your stunned value by the number of actions you lost. So that also has a timer. Got it. It overrides. Okay, your turn.
And it also needs to take. Where's the damage?
Yes, full damage. I can roll it. I have it here.
Got it.
But
It's mental damage. Or okay, we can take
roll.
yours. No, that's fine.
This one actually does take mental damage, and it is now injured. It's like
Hooray!
basically, essentially, you see all of its mouths like at the same time, kind of go, and then snap shut as it takes the 21 points of mental damage.
Yes, that's right. You have just seen how you will die, which will be in a few seconds. That's about to happen. Um, and he's going to. Oh man. Um. Oh. Maybe one of these, since I never actually use these. And I'm 3rd level now, so I can actually. This thing's actually more empowered than normal.
Let's see it.
I'm assuming that this thing is strength based, so I'm gonna hit it with a ray of enfeeblement from the staff.
Ooh, nice. Shoot.
How can I actually? Can I make you cast it? Like actually cast? Send? Can I like send it to the? Nope. What does that do? Oh, it just says ray of enfeeblement. That doesn't help. Okay. It's a fortitude save. It's so weird that it doesn't like let you actually cast it from the staff.
Yeah, it seems like it would let you do that. What should let you do that? Weird. Okay, but Well, hold on. I think this is worth figuring out. I'm sorry. We're gonna slow down here for a minute, but oh, you need to pick it up. It's not currently equipped.
Oh, why not?
It says pick up to it. There we go.
There we go.
And now you might see it in your spells somewhere.
That's interesting, but no, I don't think it comes up.
I had to add the on that myself. My
I have
list.
to manually add it. Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll add a whole separate category for the staff.
Yeah, I
But
guess that makes sense.
it's gonna take a minute. If you want to keep things moving, you can just roll fortitude for now.
Yeah. I will just roll fortitude for now, and then next time we'll have it. All right. 18.
DC 21, so that is a failure, which means, of course, I now clicked off of it, so I forgot. It's enfeebled 2.
Enfeebled 2. Wow, it is getting a lot of conditions too. You're physically weakened. Always includes the value when you're enfeebled. You take a status penalty, including the condition, so on and so forth. And for how long?
Or the rest of its
I think it
short
has a.
existence.
It's just permanent.
Oh God.
I mean, it doesn't.
Oh
give
no,
you-
I think so because enfeebled is one of those that goes down with the night's rest or something like that.
But it does say a duration 1 minute, so that makes me think that it is a.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
So
more
it's just
sense.
enfeebled.
So it's an encounter level, basically. Okay, great. So
And then I'm going to back away,
all right,
like I wanted to before.
And then it's the gibbering mouther's turn. Okay, so it has now only 2 actions, but it's no longer stunned. It is still frightened currently. It is enfeebled 2, and it is bleeding from various wounds. What is it going to do? Well, it is going to try to engulf Soma once again. I'll prompt you for it, Soma. Here you go. All right, you can choose to move in front of it or jump out of the way.
I will probably jump out. Like this somehow.
So you jump over there. So then it just is going to snap at you once. Some of the maws are snapping at Soma, and some of the maws are gonna snap at Lucca.
Uh,
And
Oh no.
24 points of damage.
Yes, but since you're enfeebled, it's actually slightly less.
It
Or actually, is that
is.
accounting for it?
It is. Enfeebled 2 -2. That is already in
Okay.
there. And you get some fun bleed damage.
I'm unconscious.
And you're unaffected by the bleed. Alright, that was its turn, so now I should get prompted for the recovery roll, I believe. Okay, that did prompt me. Hold on a second. I failed, and it already... No, I have to take that damage here. Alright, so I took that damage, and I continue to bleed. Ottardo.
Ottardo is going to say, it doesn't matter if they explode, we need to get rid of them.
Oh.
He a crit success on his Dread Martial Stance, which gives bonus to damage to everybody within 20 feet of him. So that was one action.
Okay.
And then he is going to press on and keep swinging at the slug-like creature that is being flanked.
Alright. That's a hit. 16 points. And it is badly bruised, but clinging on to its last hit point.
And he is going to try again. And
With
miss.
All right. Augrael.
All right. Augrael, here's what Ottardo has to say about these exploding individuals that still need to be taken out, and is going to try and swing at it.
Okay, you lunge
Oh man!
and try to stab it, but no, miss.
All right, I'll try again. Oh, rough. All right. Okay. Oh no.
That's another one. Just so you know, you're currently sickened, and you can take a move action to retch to get another fortitude save against the effect.
That's what I'll do with my last action. I'll try and. Oops, I did not mean to click that. I'll try and retch. Is there a is there an action for retch or
Yes,
what is that?
that would be. There should be a fortitude save now, though.
Well, I
But
critical failed
doesn't matter. Okay.
it.
All right. So you're
He
retch.
tries the gag, but he doesn't know how to make himself throw up, so he's just like. Bleh, bleh.
Right. All right. So that slug-like thing getting badly mauled by Ottardo only has one enemy on its mind, so it's going to attack Ottardo with its claws once, hitting for 15.
Uh, Ottardo is going to shield block that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right.
And then it crit misses 2 times more, and that's its turn. Soma.
Okay, this is becoming terribly convenient. I will try to keep imaginary friend, which means I will sustain the spell, and imaginary friend will get 2 actions from this, which means we'll try to move dart away because, well, unfortunately, this thing is now immune to her, so I will try to stab Malfur with her ruler.
All right. That is a hit.
Exactly. Good, but
And
be
it takes all 8 points of damage.
my next the 2 actions will tend to look alive or active. Third level suit. Rise.
Ooh.
Wow. 31 points of healing for Lucca.
Excuse me? What?
You've been soothed by Soma and are healed for 31 points.
Here I thought it
Don't,
was snack time.
don't forget to also take the spell effect soothe, whatever that was. +2 bonus to saves against mental effects. Nice. All right. That is Soma's turn, and then we have that slug-like thing next to Ottardo, and it's going to try to attack you. Striking once, hitting for 11, striking twice, missing, and a third missing. And then it's Lucca's turn.
Alvin! I'm going to summon something. We don't have enough summons. I think I'd like to summon a black bear. A demonic or a diabolic black bear.
Oh, it is now heightened to third. Nice. Can you pull it on the scene yourself, or do I have to do it?
I cannot, apparently. I don't have permission to create a black bear actor.
All right, here's your black bear with a grumpy face.
Oh, is it large?
Yep, bears are large.
Mm.
Sorry, I can't move it, but I want it right behind this stupid thing.
Oh, you can't move it, right? Because let me give you control. Where's the black bear? Oh, it's not here actually. It is party or alliance, and I'll just move it for now. Here we go. There it is. Okay, so the configure
That's it for
ownership.
now. That's my whole turn.
Crunchy Crab is the owner. Okay, so there should now also be a sheet on the actor tab that you should have ownership of. All right, so that was Lucca. Then it's the Mouther's turn. All right, so it is getting seriously boxed in here. But it is. I mean, it's not mindless. It is not. It's not intelligent either, though. So I guess it's not actually really worried about being surrounded. It only worries about feeding. So once again, it is flopping forwards, trying to engulf Soma. So give me another reflex save here, please. And once again, you manage to avoid it. Or do you want to jump out of the way here, or do you want to?
Well, that's probably the only place because there's a bear.
Yes, that is true. So it moves over here, and then the bear is too big for it, so I don't think it has any particular interest in it. So it's just gonna snap at Soma with its second action, critically hitting.
Have anything to mitigate that?
24 points of damage. And that should include some bleed when you take it. Did it?
Not yet.
I guess not. So I can drop it on you. And then 1 second attack as a couple more mouths try to snap at you, but they miss. Wait, hold on. I'm taking some bleed damage here for the mouther and rolling its recovery check, but critically failing. So now it's Ottardo's turn.
Well, after having taken a couple of hits, he is going to go back to raising his shield and attempt to finally dispatch these creatures.
Where's the... Oh, there's the attack roll. Yep. And you attacked this one here, causing 16 points of damage. All right, you bring it down.
Nice.
And then this thing explodes in a 30-foot emanation, which captures everyone. So everyone, give me a fortitude save, because it's not the force of this explosion. It's just the acid and the grossness of it all. Okay, so let's walk through these. So Augrael, you take 10 points of acid damage and you are sickened, or I guess you are already sick. Oh, does sickened stack? I guess it does.
I think none of the conditions.
That's
That
what I thought, but
unless they say by default.
yeah, okay, so let's keep it at sickened 1 for Augrael. Then we have Soma. You also take that damage, and you are also sickened. Then we have Lucca. You succeed. You do not take the damage. And Ottardo, where are you? You failed, so you take the damage, and you're sickened 1. The bear succeeded, so nothing happens, and the imaginary friend goes away.
And
Wait a second. No, it succeeded apparently.
What?
I forgot to roll first.
What? It does get a save?
Well, yeah, Where's the spell? Let me see. I mean, it has saves. It goes away if it takes damage.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so no, it did not take any damage, so then it sticks around.
Where is it? Illusionary creature. Illusion strikes are non-lethal. in combat it uses my spell attack roll rolls, saving throws with my spell DC. If an image is hit by attack or fails a save, the spell ends.
Got it. Okay, so but it did succeed. All right, so
Yeah.
that's fine. So that was Ottardo's second action, I think.
What about the other two?
You are right. The Mouther should save. Good call. Where's this fortitude? Where's the prompt? There it is. And it fails, so it takes the 10 points of damage and it gets sickened. And then we have the other slug creature, which should also save. And it critically succeeds, which in this case just means nothing. Nothing bad happens to it. Kind of makes sense. I mean, it's it's like it exploded itself. All right, Ottardo.
Uh,
Third action is laying on hands.
yeah, for his last action.
Got it. Cool. So then it's Augrael.
All right. Augrael's going to try and recall knowledge, try and get this thing flat-footed against him. Can you use occultism for this, or is it religion?
That would be occultism, yes.
All right. He's pretty decent.
If
Some idea.
it's just that you're so grossed out still. It's you just can't focus on anything.
Yeah, he's just gonna swing. He's like, "This is so nasty, and I'm undead." Here's his first strike. Oh my goodness, Augrael's just not hitting today.
Yeah, and don't forget that where it is right now, it also has a cover from you, so you might want to.
Okay. Yeah, he will. Ooh, is he gonna move for his last action? Yeah, I think. What does he want to do here? Yeah, for his last action, he'll stride and get on the other side of this thing.
All right. Soma.
Everything is awful. Yeah. Okay. First, I'm sustaining my spell to move imaginary friend away and try to flank with bear, like this mouther.
Nice hit. And that's 8 points of damage.
Yeah. And I think I will prioritize my own well-being for now. I will retrieve and drink a healing potion.
Okay. And then it is the other slug's turn. What's it gonna do? Now that there are two targets, I think what it's gonna do is it's gonna like move forwards and crawl away over here, and then it's gonna spit acid at Ottardo. Whose roll was? Oh, that was Soma's. Ooh, and it critically misses, and then it follows up. It basically just continues to spew acid, and it douses the general area. So what happens is that you take the splash damage twice, both of you. So let me roll that. That is one time, second time, and you both take that splash damage. And then it's Lucca's turn.
This is about to get really silly. Lucca is still laying here from being knocked out, and he's just like, just his head pops up, and he's like, "Eat it, Belphegor! Eat it, and I'll give you pets." And he's going to cast Diabolic Edict on his bear. And he's also going to use an action to cast Protect Companion on his bear?
You have the actions to do the cast time 1, yep.
And then he's going to use his final action for the actual command.
Wait, you extend your aura? Do you have to have something else in place first? No.
No, it's just fluff text.
Oh, okay.
It's just like shield, but it's for allies instead of yourself.
Got it. Creature with minion trait under your control. So that is
Yeah.
it does have
The
the
bear
minion
is
trait when you
when it
summon
gets summoned this way, it gets the minion trait. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So then Lucca will spend his he technically spent his first action commanding it, but he'll command it, and it will go all in, trying to swipe and maul this this creature. It only has 2 actions, unfortunately, but
It's a hit, thanks to it being off guard and taken. So let's roll for damage. That's 8 points of
minimum
damage.
damage.
But as it strikes, I would assume that the claw is slashing damage. Where is it? Yeah,
It is slashing, yes.
Okay, so as it strikes, it with its claw, it cuts a large gash into the pile of flesh, and that gash immediately sprouts teeth and tries to bite his hand as he retracts it. So the wound opens into another maw, and then it makes a jaws strike against the triggering creature. So here we go.
Oh
no.
I'll use the reaction, the Protect Companion reaction, to block some of that damage.
All right, so
it's Life Block, which reduces the triggering damage by 10.
Nice.
But I actually lose hit points. I actually lose 5 hit points, so it's not quite like Shield.
Okay, so you take the damage instead of the shield taking damage.
Oh wait, it's heightened though because it's a cantrip. Oh shit. This is good and also bad.
By another 10, and you lose 5 more.
Oh boy.
So I lose 10 hit points, but it blocks 20 of the damage.
But it also says if you want to lose fewer hit points, you can choose to lower the damage reduction in HP lost to what any lower level version of the spell could do without lowering the spell's actual level. So you can make the call on the spot. That's great.
I'll you know what? I'll take all 10 for now, and I'll absorb 20. So the bear will only take 8.
All right. It's still it gets bitten pretty badly, and there's blood dripping out of that gaping wound.
But now the bear is going to use its second action to trigger the grab feature that it has on its claw.
That's grabbing the mouther. All right.
No more sliding around. Damn it.
And
Why is
now
the
the
bear got bleed?
Because of
Does
the
it take...
crit
Oh,
that just came
damn.
in.
Okay.
And now it is grabbed. So I believe that was the turn, and then its turn comes up, so now it should be able to try and escape, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So that's what it's gonna do. Does it have an ability that makes it easier to escape? Would make sense, wouldn't it? But it doesn't. So it's just gonna have to do what others do. So let's see, escape. Attempt to check using unarmed attack or you can attempt acrobatics or athletics. Those are all not as good as the. I mean, unarmed attack. That's probably the same as a natural attack, right? I would say so. So I'm just gonna use that. And what is the athletics DC of the bear?
It should be 18.
All right. So I will try to roll an 18 or higher. All right, made it. So it's no longer grabbed. So, but that does have the attack trait. So it's going to move away from the bear once more, engulf Soma along the way. So that's a reflex save for Soma. All right, do you want to follow it, or do you want to step aside? Stepping aside
Yes,
would be here.
try to stay.
Okay, and it'll walk over, or it'll try to engulf Lucca at the same time. So you can also roll reflex save. Apparently, it has a short memory. And all right, so a creature that fails its save is pulled into the monster's body. It is grabbed. It is. Is that you? Yes. It is slowed and holds its breath. Creature takes the listed amount of damage when first engulfed. So here's your damage as all of these mouths start gnawing at you. And then I technically have a third action left, so I'll use that to snap at Soma with the map 5. So that's a 22, which is a hit. And it does 10 points of damage and rips away a pretty big chunk of flesh, leaving a bleeding wound. Ottardo.
Well, things are looking bad. I think Ottardo's gonna go up the stairs. And target the big mass with a strike.
Mm-hmm. Hitting. 16 points of damage as you strike it. Wait. Why does it take... Oh, yeah, so you strike it for 60 points, but it actually, is apparently weak to bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
And you to cause some tremendous harm to it.
And last action is to raise a shield.
Okay, Augrael.
Augrael's going to try and retch. Can you prompt me for that fortitude save? Poor Augrael.
I can only prompt you for a will save here, so just roll.
Okay, I'll do a fortitude save. Yeah.
Confused and vomiting this entire
He's been having a rough go. It's a little bit not. Where's my fortitude? Oh, here we go.
That is not enough.
He's still feeling real sick.
You can retch again if you want to.
You know what? I think Augrael is going to try because he is not feeling great.
Oh my god.
He's gonna, for his last action, he is going to what is he gonna do here? He's gonna stride back. No, he's gonna stay where he's at, and he's just gonna cast the shield as a cantrip. He doesn't want to. If he's gonna get hit, he'll get hit, but he doesn't want to, make a huge acid splash range out of his companion, so he'll stay here.
All right. Then it's Soma's turn.
Okay. Well, let's try to continue our heroic illusionary attacks. Move one action, gain the imaginary friend and have her try to stab the this insane thing with a ruler.
You hit. +0, but that's a hit. 9 points of damage that the gibbering mouther takes.
Yeah, and I think I will want to save myself from certain death and soothe myself by pretending it all happens in my head.
Just a quick thing. You used an action to command the summon, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That should give the summon 2 actions.
Well, I moved and attacked.
Attack.
Oh,
That was
right. It wasn't already there. Sorry.
Oof. Yeah. In good shape. I think I will drink my last third level spell slot.
Soothe yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
And then we have that thing down there. It sees just that pile up of enemies over there, and it just bits at Ottardo. So we have some nope, not the spittle. So many ways to spit acid here, but the digestive spew. So that goes at Ottardo, and there we go.
Oh
So
no.
we have 12 points of damage for Ottardo. And then how does the splash work in case of a critical? All creatures within 5 feet. Wait, that moved away. If an attack with a fail succeeds or crit succeeds, all creatures within 5 feet take the listed splash damage. And target takes that splash damage together with the initial damage against the target before applying the target's weaknesses. Oh wow, okay. I actually did that wrong. You take both splash and direct damage when you're the target. Okay. But you don't multiply splash damage on a crit. It explicitly says. Okay, so here's Ottardo's splash damage, and then we have the splash damage for the Mouther. There we go. Takes that amount of splash damage and holds on to its last remaining hit point. Then we have 1 for Soma, and we have finally 4 for the bear. And then the Gauntlight can actually do this not from where it was standing, so I'm going to have to retroactively move it forward a little bit. Here we go. I'll move the dead one out of the way to make it more obvious. So that was 2 actions, and then the third action would be to do it again. But missing, which means that Ottardo, well, everyone still gets the splash. Nope, wait, splash is if it fails, succeeds, or crit succeeds. So that means when it crit fails, I guess it didn't even make it close enough, so the acid just kind of hits the wall and burns a couple of the tiles, but it's far away enough to not hurt any of you. Lucca.
Can I still command my bear from in here?
What kind of action is it to command it? Does it sustain a spell, or what is it?
It is
I think for summons it is by sustaining the spell.
I think I don't think it actually says in the spell. I think it comes from minion trait.
If it says something about being able to hear, or it must be able to hear you, then I would say no.
For a minion that's a spell or a magic item effect, a summoned minion, you sustain a spell or sustain an activation.
But if not otherwise specified, you issue a verbal command as a signal action with the auditory and concentrate trades.
Right, but it's a summoned, it's a minion that's a spell effect. So it should be sustain a spell.
Right. Yeah, but then the next section of this applies to all kinds of minions, that you issue a verbal command as a single action with the auditory and concentrate trades.
This
But it
is
gives
if
no
not
command.
otherwise specified, though, isn't it? isn't this specified? It's not a verbal command. It's a sustain a spell action.
I don't think so. I mean, I'll let you do it now, but I'll do some research on that.
I mean, sustain a spell is its own specific action with its own specific traits. So I don't know why it would also be verbal, auditory, and all that other stuff. But
Yeah, like I said, I'll let you do it now.
okay,
And then I'll look it up.
I'll command the bear to try and kill it.
All right, bear.
And we'll just do claws and jaws. Let's start with the jaws.
Claws and jaws. And
24. I don't know why it didn't target.
Yes, that is a hit. So you can roll your damage, and it is dead before it can trigger its
Nice.
reaction, which also means that. Oop! Did I just kill Lucca? No. Which also means Lucca can basically comes out on top of it.
Other one. It's gonna just move down here to do its best to block everyone else. Actually, no, like this, so that at least it has to go up to Ottardo and not the rest of us.
All right. And then,
last action, I will stand up,
okay.
brushing bits of goo off of myself. See, I told you we had it under control.
Okay, the bear is continuing to bleed though, so you need to take.
Well,
you
the flat check.
Yeah,
Come on, damn it. Okay.
Yeah, but you need to take the damage, which is 2 times 1d4. So that's 2 times 1. So I'll just roll the 1. So it's 1, and you take 2 points of damage. And then it's Ottardo's turn.
2d4. Oh. Yeah. He's taking 2 times. That's.
He took a crit.
He took a crit. Oh, yeah, he got bit for that crit. Okay.
Ottardo. Sam?
Sorry, I was muted. Ottardo is going to move down the stairs and attempt to finish off this creature as quickly as possible.
Ooh, indeed.
That's a good start.
that's quickly.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, it would be. I guess it's immune to mental, so it's probably immune to frightened. That's another hit that you follow up with. Roll for damage. Oh man, Ottardo really is not having any of this, and he just he sees the bear dispatching the gibbering mouther, turns around, like clenches his hammer tightly, and just venting all of his anger and frustration at this brutal battle here. You smash it so hard that its insides just rip and explode, and the thing just pops like a balloon. So everyone roll a fortitude save.
Oh man.
Of course.
Oh man, Augrael continues to be sickened. I'll roll the damage here. So that's 9 points for Augrael. Soma takes. Oops, this is happening.
The second time question.
I think minus.
Second is not for Soma. This one is for. Yeah, well. Imagine your friend goes away.
Augrael takes the damage and is sickened, but is already sickened, so it doesn't change it. Ottardo, you're good. Soma, you take the damage and you're sickened 1 if you aren't already, but you are. The second one doesn't matter. Lucca, you are taking the damage as well, and you're sickened 1. I can do that for you, I think.
I think I technically have a 13 from my undead traits. I forgot to click the correct thing.
Right, but it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it matters, but.
And then, so where's Lucca? There's Lucca. And then imaginary friend takes damage, so is gone, and the bear saves successfully. All right, but then finally, well, I guess we have some bleed damage still going on, so let's stay in initiative just to work that out. Ottardo, you're covered in goo and acid, and you're just breathing heavily. What's your third action, if there's one left?
No, that was the third action.
That
2
was the
strikes.
third action. Well, that definitely was an action for sure. Augrael.
I mean, Augrael's gonna keep trying to throw up.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it definitely didn't help make it any easier.
Uh,
But
okay, that
indeed, it's at least,
okay.
now that these creatures are gone, at least I guess it makes it a little easier. Okay, so you have 2 actions left.
He will stride up. I'm not sure if he can. Do you have to be trained in medicine to be able to help someone with bleed?
No.
Oh, I am actually trained in medicine though. So I will go up to who looks worse? Oh, I guess Lucca probably looks a little bit. Lucca always
Save the
looks worse.
bear! I'm not bleeding.
Okay,
Oh,
but
you're not bleeding.
You do need tools though, and it's
Oh,
2
okay. Yeah, I don't. So I don't have that. But I will stride back up to my friends and be like, "Oh, Souma, that looks bad. I can't help you, but that doesn't look good."
I mean, it probably looks good to you, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. He's saying it doesn't look good, but he's also salivating and licking his lips. But yeah.
All right, Soma.
Well, actually, I think I could try to administer first aid to myself. To stop the bleeding.
Yep. All right. Go for it. What is it against?
It says the DC of the thing that caused the bleed.
What did cause that bleed?
Mouther?
The mouther did, but was it? What exactly was it?
Probably just getting bite. Just getting bit.
Oh, just getting bit. Okay, so then what is it? It's what
I
would be?
guess if it has a class DC or something.
Um, that's so weird. Hold on. Attempt on a creature that is taken persistent. Give them a chance to make another. Well, what would be? I guess what's your recovery check to see? That would.
The recovery bit is for stabilize.
Oh, but the DC is usually the DC of the effect that caused the bleed. There is no DC that caused this bleed, so I'm gonna go with the 15 flat check that you would roll if you were to recover from it naturally.
Maybe 50.
Okay, so the success creature attempts a flat check to end the bleeding. So yeah, so you get to do it immediately. I can prompt you for it, I think. Here we go. Oof. Not great.
I am going to hero point that.
All right. There you go. On the nose. So you stop bleeding.
There we go. And then I puke.
And I think it's just the bear that's left that's bleeding, and that.
Oh yes. Come on, bear. You can do it.
And
No.
by puke I mean I was going to take an action to retch to resolve this.
Right. Yeah. So that also works out for you. All right. So I think the bear's probably going to disappear at some point over the next few rounds.
It only lasts for a minute anyway, so.
Yep. Yep. So we can lift the initiative here, and that's 80 XP for each of you. Well deserved.
Nice.
I just want to note that Lucca does not banish his bear or stop sustaining the spell. He keeps encouraging the bear to to live.
Can Augrael eat the bear before it disappears?
It takes another 6 points of damage, but then it survives, and then it fades away.
Or just before Augrael can jump on it.
Yeah, he's like walking towards the slowly, and it disappears right before he gets there.
Yeah. So Soma and Ottardo, you retch for a while. Eventually, you'll succeed at that, and you're neither. And the same for Lucca. And eventually, you'll all got rid of your sickened condition. But yeah, I mean the remains of these creatures, or at least what's left of those exploding slug bags, and of course the pile of the Jarang mouther are gross enough. But again, there's still this lingering smell in the air. Of course, these creatures contributed to it, but it seems like it's not just these creatures themselves. It's kind of like the whole area here is um is full of this like acrid chemical smell. And the moaning coming from that dark shaft also did not stop when the moaning of those two acid slugs stopped. So something else must be down there in pain or waiting, hungry. Maybe another horrific aberration like the one you fought, yeah, right these few seconds ago. You don't quite know, but whatever it is, you're you're sure that there is plenty of horrors awaiting in the deeper levels of the vaults. Because you can clearly see that there's much more coming given the depth of this pit right in front of you. And on that happy note, I think we're gonna call it a session.